तिनक धिन धागे न 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 तिनक धिन.
Every day I wake, I make my mind up. I'ma be the one, be the truth, be the way. Yeah. Every day I wake, I make my mind up. Gotta keep my mind on the because they only telling their side of the story. Out here telling lies like they on Morid and porridge. Kids get their money on phone it. But down here in the hood, yeah, we know Forex. We growing up, yeah. We got the good. Good of them assets, good of my bag. Get rid of cash before the whole market crash. A news flash, just a blast from the past. We on the smash, be prepared to hit the gas, yeah.
Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, put your game up. Melanesian, elevation, alright.
This election, it's going to be because of two things. He's old and he can't get past that issue and people just hate that about him. And immigration. I mean, just on a political level, I don't think they could have handled it worse. Because now what's going on, if you didn't see the news this week, okay, here's what Biden's doing. He's finally, after saying he couldn't do anything, he's going to issue an executive order 6 months before the election, which says we will put a cap of 2,500 now asylum seekers coming in. If it passes 2,500, then we automatically close the border. Fire marshal says, no more. He's going to come here and close the club. And if you don't have a stamp on your hand, you can't get back in. Okay. But when it goes down to 1,500, then we resume standard asylum procedures. It's like surge pricing with Uber. This is his last minute before the election. Hail Mary pass, and it's not going to succeed.
Whites is completely different. There is an alpha white male in almost every TV show, commercial, ever. Action, movie. There's alpha white males every place. Mm-hmm. But it's not so for black people. We are relegated to more character. Mm-hmm. The guys who are like me, all you can hope for is, being Queen Latifah or somebody else's date that day,
right?
On living single or whatever. That's all the more attractive or alpha males. Mm-hmm. That's all we could do.
Right.
That's all that was written for us.
Mm-hmm. Or the prison roles.
You still look at it. There's only a handful even now. Mm-hmm. Things like, remember in the 70s, mm-hmm. it was on an equal playing field. Every black leading man, they were attractive, smart, could fight. You had to be the guy that other guys wanted to be and the one that women wanted to be with. After the 70s, we grew up with Denzel Washington and he was the only one. Denzel and who the hell else?
Wesley Snipes.
Okay, do you think that's a good comparison? That is a trip because we have not been in charge of our image.
Peace to the party. It's your homeboy back again with the news. And we got a special show for y'all once again. Got Lee Cummings coming on. Mac gonna pull up, talking about the Black German occupation of the 13 colonies. And like always, we're gonna give y'all a little news to everybody get on in the building and we get it started. But the main consensus that we wanna lay down today is our story, the so-called black people now. Our history is American history, bro. And we got to get the understanding of the full picture, because we've been given a whole bunch of stepped on information and been given to us as our truth, when really the whole time our story is much deeper than that, and we got to dig through all these layers. So it doesn't matter what side of the paradigm that you are, the current establishment over us right now, it's imperative that we know what's going on. So for those of y'all who may not know, it's a debate coming up between that boy Teflon Don and Sleepy Joe. So we gonna see what's up. I want to see where our people at with it, bro. Because I don't care if you are Indian, I don't care if you are Pan-African, I don't care if you Hebrew Israelite, more, whatever the case is. If your feet is on this soil, you need to know what's going on and be tuned in. Because if you think it don't affect you, whether it be local, whether it be federal, all of this stuff is impacting us, bro. So we got to be, well, regardless of how the situation played out, just the hand we was dealt. So we got to do something with it. So before we get to that, man, you know, I'm in the great state of Georgia right now. So they got a debate. They had some callers in talking about the upcoming debate. And I want to be impartial, right? So I want you to hear from these ladies and see what they saying. They're on opposite sides of the spectrum. But I want to bring this to a larger conversation because we got the debate coming up. And I'm hoping that a few of y'all going to want to come tap in so we can chop it up about it, because you know it's going to be a goddamn pay-per-view event that you can't miss. So check it out. We're going to play this real quick, come chop it up, and then we're going to get ready to hop into the topic of the matter.
Down, we wanted to talk to some of the voters in the great state of Georgia. They're all women, and they're all here live with us now. So let's bring in April Chapman, who is planning to vote for Trump, Sylvia Chen, who's planning to vote for Biden, and Mary Lofton-Soley, who is undecided and the type of voter that these two candidates really want to sway. Thank you all for joining us here today. We appreciate it. You know, Decision Desk HQ is giving former President Trump a 63% chance of taking the state this time around. However, it is still a toss-up. So I'm going to start with you, April. Do you think that President Trump is going to be able to flip Georgia? What are you hearing?
Absolutely. I think President Trump has done a remarkable job of connecting with the common man. So many of us are hardworking. We've either built businesses or we are immigrants who are first generation immigrants who've come to this country. And we recognize the beauty, and we also recognize the opportunities that America can provide. And so Donald Trump, with his policies have proven to be able to create a playing field that so many of us want to play in, because we want better representation. We want a better quality of life. And he's already proven that. We've already had an experience of what it's like to live under a Trump administration with a great economy. And now we have an opportunity to live under a Biden administration. And quite frankly, I just believe Donald Trump proves to be a more stronger and proven leader on the issues that matter to so many people like myself.
All right, let's take a look at some more numbers. According to an NPR PBS News Marist poll, 66% of registered voters say they know who they are voting for, and nothing will change their mind. So, Sylvia, to you, does this ring true? Is this how you're feeling?
Pretty much. I think I will vote for Biden just so I don't have to vote for Trump. At this point, I care more about women's rights and, and also some of these social issues that Trump has proven over time that he doesn't care about. And so I'm going to vote for Biden.
All right. So you just to keep Trump out of office?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mary, you say that you're undecided in this year's election. So what are you looking to see in this debate? What do you have your eyes on?
I have my eyes on Biden. I want to know his cognitive performance, because I don't believe his vice president is able to be vice president. And so that is what I'm looking at, that as a way not to vote for him, is because of Kamala. I don't think that she's ready or able to be vice president. Trump, his personality, his brashness is the only thing that's keeping me away from him. Some of his policy I do agree with. Mm-hmm. Some of Biden's policies I do agree with. So that's why I'm on the line of who am I going to vote for, or am I not going to vote for either one? Because I'm not happy with my choices at all with this election.
And I heard that was the case back in 2016. You actually did a write-in, right?
I did.
Who was that?
that again, but I want to take part and not throw my vote away, but I don't know. Biden is 81. His cognitive condition is very, very, very bad. And Trump does not have that problem. It's his personality. He's such a narcissist. And I'm trying to work it out in my mind. Does that really matter?
Right. And, look, that's what this debate is all about. That's what people are looking to, and they're going to be tuning in for, to see how they perform, to see how they treat each other. It will be interesting because for, one of the first times I think ever, there won't be a live studio audience, or it's very rare that there's not a live studio audience. And we know that a key part to winning Georgia is targeting black voters. And while Biden still remains more favorable than Trump, we've got a new poll from Suffolk University and USA Today that shows his popularity is declining compared to 2020 in key swing states such as Pennsylvania. April, back to you. Do you think that Trump is gaining ground with black voters? Because we've been kind of watching this scale go back and forth.
I would say yes, because so many of us are tired of being emotionally manipulated into saying, okay, well, don't vote for the orange guy who's the alleged racist because the other guy who's cognitively incompetent is nicer. I think when many of us go to the grocery store, we're really not concerned about Trump's narcissism. We're concerned about the fact that eggs cost too much and bacon is a problem. And I like bacon. So many of us are concerned with the fact that we are being taxed to death. And we're also concerned about the fact that this border is unsecure. And so if you are a person of color in this country, that should be a policy that is important to you. So for me, I've had to have emotional intelligence to say, I'm not dating Donald Trump. And so therefore, I don't need to like him. What I need him to do is be a fearless leader, to be strong on the policies that matter. Because like I said, I want better political representation and I want a better quality of life. And for me, I have children. And so that's all that matters to me. This country is an amazing country to live in. And to watch it go down the tubes and down by the wayside because you have someone that is unable to make decisions for themselves versus someone who's a proven leader who knows how to bring the economy back. Those are the issues that matter to me. And so therefore, I'm uninterested in the emotional debate about his narcissism or about he's just not a nice person.
All right.
He's doing a good job.
Okay. Sylvia, I want to get your take on this because I spoke to a former Democratic campaign staffer who says that Biden has lost his support. Let's take a listen. I'll get your take on the other side.
Inflation, which the Biden administration has been claiming has improved, has stopped. And that is simply not true. And when you look at it on a week-to-week basis, it might have slowed down. But when you look at it in the aggregate, in the sum total, it is still a crisis. And the young voters understand that.
All right, Sylvia, what would you say to young voters who aren't excited about Biden at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I think unemployment is at the lowest that it's been in a while. So I think that can reflect what Biden's policies have kind of done there. I think when you're looking at inflation, if you're looking at it over the course of 4 years, that's too small of a time period to be examining what the effects of someone's policies have done. In fact, it might be better to take in what Trump's policies did to affect how the economy is now. Additionally, I think while Trump says he wants to implement policies, I don't know that we really saw any of that actually happen, because what we've seen from Trump is that he says a lot, but doesn't actually do a lot. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want someone who was impeached and then is now a convicted felon leading my country, or given the opportunity to appoint potentially 2 more Supreme Court justices that are far, far right, in addition to the one he's already appointed, who are just going to continue limiting our rights as women.
All right. Well, I want to know what all of you think after the debate, and I will check back in with you, and I will put it out on X what you all say about the debate, because I think it's going to be really interesting. I want to thank you, April, Sylvia, and Mary, for joining us today. We will talk to you soon, okay?
All right, now, I need y'all to talk to me. So we got the debate coming up. So we heard 3 different perspectives, right? You had a sister up top in the top right corner. She was saying she was pro-Trump, right? Talking pro-Trump. She was talking policies. Basically, it seemed like she had a more fact-based type of argument. And then we got a sister with the fro. So she was impartial. She was saying she ain't leaning neither way. she pointed out things that she agreed with both sides, so I can understand that. And then you have us to the left. She said that she just straight up Biden, really just in order to not vote for Trump. Kind of seemed like she was getting, more emotionally tied to her vote. But one thing she said that I do agree with is the economy is not because of the president, right? So the things that are going on with the pandemic slowed down a lot of shipping. A lot of businesses were hit. So this is the after effects. All the COVID money done ran out. You feel me? So that is what it is. However, point to what we need to get to is this history is our history, and we need to be more informed. And this go way back to the beginning and the formation of this country, and us understanding who these people actually were. This is how we make this story come full circle. So you know how we do over here, man. We just want y'all to be informed. So what we finna do is we gonna hit a commercial break real quick, load that up, and we gonna get to these Black Germans in the 13 colonies and show you why you need to be more interested in this Constitution and the formation of this country, because the people that you think is in charge of it look much different than a lot of people currently believe. So if we're gonna run this commercial, man, we're gonna get right to it, man. Hold on now.
Niggas, the top 5 lister, double S drifter, separate sipping, and you know I came with it if she.
Yo.
Let's get to it. We got Mac in the building and we got Lee Cummings. So let me get him up here. Hold on. We got Mac.
We got
Lee Cummings. Yeah. Let's get
run
to
that.
it. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
What they do?
We back.
Tell me, man. You know, this is a classic. This gonna be a classic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a classic. Anybody that missed this, that's on them.
It's on them.
Cancel.
That part.
We got that kiss the day before.
That part.
What's up?
Well, I'm chilling, man. First off, peace to everybody that's live with us. You already know what it is. What up, Monte? Lee Cummings. What's popping? You know what I'm saying? Just say what's up first before we get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Lee, before you go into the German, directly into that, I just want to show something real quick. Can I show something real quick before we do that? Before I let you go crazy? All right, Monte, give me that first joint real quick. I want Lee to be here with us. You know, we were supposed to do this last week, Sunday, but I know some shit happened. So excuse us, but we're here now to make up for it. That's why we're here back to back on Tuesday, right? So this guy right here, Beethoven, you see the image they got here? True Race Facts. The true image of Beethoven. You can slide down, Monte. Yeah. I found this. It was interesting because people have been going back and forth still, Lee, about this Swarthy situation. You see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to just point this out right here. Stop right there. Ludwig van Beethoven, 1770 to 1827, was called More. for his swarthy complexion. People would debate about Beethoven, and then go ahead, they slide on images and stuff real quick. Because some people, obviously debate about the whitewashing of Beethoven. You know what I'm saying? Him not looking the way they pictured him in history. You know what I mean? This musician, you know what I mean? This genius, they say. You know what I mean? But this is what they're saying the death mask of Beethoven looked like with Negro phenotype. Funny they say Negro lips tend to shrink at death. I don't want to see my lips get smaller than this. But however, the different images that they have of him would be that he was definitely swarthy. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Negro phenotype could be a mulatto mixture. I'm not saying he's full.
No, man. Beethoven was a brother, man. That's a historical fact.
Okay.
But even mulatto don't mean and white. It don't mean, you know what I'm saying? That's just different nations.
Come on, man. Listen, guys. The Fifth Symphony. That sounds like something we wrote.
Yeah.
Beethoven
we always with the music.
Y'all should dub that in there. Y'all should Beethoven's Fifth, man. That's straight from brother.
We might sample that bad boy.
Yeah, man.
I mean, give us one.
They had the it's I don't know what it's the 70s or the 80s version, the club version. It's cold. You know it had to be a brother.
Right.
What? But either way, I use him because he is considered make it a little bit bigger so everybody can see because he fits the context. He's considered a German person. You know what I mean? So this German composer, he's a German. He's being
what year was that?
What
was it? What year did he compose? What year did he write?
I mean,
I'm not sure. I ain't even gonna lie.
I can't tell you off the top of my head. I'll lie. I ain't gonna do that. I don't know exactly. But it's saying though, either way, I'll read this to people that hear.
Shit, it's in here. Right here. Yeah, go and read it.
Matter of fact, that says was a German composer and pianist. Beethoven remains one of the most admired composers in the history of Western music. His works rank amongst the most performed of the classical music repertoire and span the transition from the classical period to the Romantic era in classical music. He says his career was conventionally been divided into early, middle, and late periods. His early period, during which he forged his craft, is typically considered to have lasted until 1802. From 1802 to around 1812, his middle period showed an individual development from the styles of Joseph Haydn, I will pronounce, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and is sometimes characterized as heroic. During this time, he began to grow increasingly deaf in his late period from 1812 to 1827. So, however, extended innovation.
Check this. Hey, check this. Beethoven was born in 1770.
Yeah, that's what it said.
He was a German, right?
Yeah.
Right. It says he's a German.
Benjamin Franklin's essay came out when?
1751.
Same time. Basically.
51.
Same period. Yeah. Same period. Right.
So how many years is that? Now, see, this is how I get out. I do basic timelines. That's 19. No ethnic groups. I don't even want to tip my hand, but no country changes its colors in 19
can't wipe them out that fast.
Years, unless there's deportation.
Right. That's the only way.
Deportation.
It's deportation and colonization. That's the only thing that could turn a country's ethnic color or their skin color overnight.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just straight up common sense because you would have to birth a certain amount of children.
So according to Benjamin Franklin, Beethoven was a brother. Period.
Right.
I mean, that's what they're saying based off of
like the shorty say. You know what the shorty say? The shorty say that's on bro, man.
That's on bro.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, that's on.
That's on David and Neil.
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that.
That's on David and that's on King. Okay, no, I know.
No, you don't want to do that.
You mess around, get lead aid.
Get mad at me.
Yeah,
that's religion. That's a religion in Chicago. We don't go there.
Yeah.
Right, so,
no, but real talk. I got one more. I got one more. And then I'm gonna let you ride. I'm not gonna do the third one. Monte, we can wait. Give me the second one though, real quick. Get the second one.
That's a call,
no pressure.
Please.
Yeah, I want to make sure I show, Germans. We talking about Germans. I want to just come in fresh with an example. You know what I'm saying? Let people debate about, is that true or not about Beethoven being smart?
So you got another one colder than Bay. I like y'all setup. That's nice. Go ahead. Black
Okay, so
Central
Black
Europe.
Central
Okay.
Europe, you know what I mean? We're gonna slide down real quick for the folk. All right, there's a term. Yeah, make this bigger for folks so they can see it. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that right there is good. So it's funny enough, as we've done our research because of you, Lee, and things we've been doing on what going down these European houses and stuff and these crests and stuff. Obviously, in the time period of what you said with Benjamin Franklin, 1751, which is going right into the time frame of right Beethoven's time frame, American Revolution time frame, and all that stuff, which you're about to get into. It's funny that there's a family that comes after the Georges, who are the ones that are in obviously Britain's throne seat in the time frame of the American Revolution, and obviously when Benjamin Franklin makes his address to the world. This family I've heard is from what they call Saxon-Coburg, kind of like that. How this word right here. But I'm gonna read a little bit of this for the folk, and I'm gonna start right there where it says third paragraph, Monte. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna read from. I'm gonna say it says, since the 14th century, Saint Maurice, the patron saint of Coburg, has served as a symbol of the city. He has featured in the city's crest in the form of a Moor's head. The statues of him can be found throughout the city. Around the 17th century, since we're talking about 1817, there was a significant shift in depictions of the saint as he morphed from an armored knight to a noble savage. Elements of the latter continue to feature in the city crest, which was otherwise remained consistent over the centuries. Now we can slide down to show them a couple of them crests real quick before we go in, and I'm gonna let Lee take it over. I mean, this right here, obviously 1380, St. Maurice, there's the crest right there to give you the towns and stuff. You can keep, so people can see the features of the German people outside of the saint. There's swarthy people that look like him, just not the saint, you know what I'm talking about. Slide down a little bit more. Slide down a little bit more. We can keep going. I mean, I guess to go up. Yeah, jury and everything. All these different Moor heads, as they call Beethoven a Moor. You know what I mean? Swarthy. There's another image. When the people be over there in Germany doing the blackface and wearing the red fez and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's another joint. The Moor's head was last updated 1974. Stop right there though. The Moor's head was last updated in 1974 and a return to the design from the pre-Nazi period. Well, I think we skipped. You might want to go back up because what people might not know is that the people that changed it was when the Nazis did come in power. They were the ones that kind of went, and here it is. The head was removed from the city crest under the Nazis, who replaced it with a sword and a swastika. It was returned again after the war and updated in 1953 with an eye toward a more sympathetic depiction of Maurice. Note the addition of the neck collar and adornment sometimes worn by black courtly servants in the previous centuries as a nod to slavery. Eric Lang, Stadtwappen, Coburg, you know what I mean? Just some references though. I mean, there's a couple more images and just let people see that.
This ain't no, because they love to try to make it seem like when folks put this history out, it's somebody created that ain't a part of actual history. Yeah, bro. This is, you can see right now, this was an engraved, this was part of the ground. This was actually, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no somebody painted. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a sewer pipe, dog. Anybody
Let's
can see
be clear here. And you can tell who this look like.
In Germany. You know that? My dad served some time in Germany while he was in the army. Told me some things, but I'm going to leave it alone. They love black folk when we come over. Anyways.
Hold on. So we got people saying the Dark Ages, when the elite papacy forced people out to bring others in. And Granville say, go ahead, Lee.
Well, check this out. Like this brother said,
shout out to Granville, Miss Angela.
Is the birthplace of Queen Charlotte. Charlotte Sophia was a what? Yeah. She was a German. See,
right.
See, the thing is, these people are not like us. Because if you go back and read the King James Bible, when the Hebrew Israelites displaced the Canaanites, it's all over the Bible. The Israelites did not destroy their history. They talk about the Canaanites. They talk about our King Og. They talk about Goliath. They didn't destroy their history. But these people in America, these Anglo-Saxons, everywhere they went, they destroyed the history of the people that were there, and they assumed their identity. These Gentiles, we call them Gentiles or Anglo-Saxons. They different. They blot you out of history. They don't just beat you in war. They assume your identity.
Right. And it's proven. Just got to do the research. It's there.
So pull up that article with Benjamin Franklin. We're gonna use that as the foundation to catapult to these black German soldiers, and we're gonna go on record while he's pulling up this info. I'm gonna go on record to say that the British Army. Y'all remember that story that they tell you in the Anglo-Saxon or the white man's history books that Paul Revere was running around talking about the British are coming?
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? That is famous. The British are coming. What if I told you that the British Army hired black German Hessians to occupy, put down the revolt, and occupy the 13 colonies? And we're going to show you some states were occupied by black German soldiers for up to 8 years. And the foundation always is going to be Benjamin Franklin. Why? Because until one of them white scholars or Anglo-Saxon or European scholars contact us and say, hey, we want to talk about this, we're going to run this. I think it's yeah, we're going to run it. Hey, man, it's like running the same play in the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals. Until they stop it, I'm going to run it right and left.
Yep.
What is that paragraph?
The very last. I got you. Yeah, hold on.
Get to grab that paragraph because this is the intro to the madness, because this is going to be probably one of the great things that you have heard in a long time. Paragraph 24. One of y'all want to read it? It's cool.
Yeah, I got you. It says, which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia, chiefly tawny. America, exclusive of the newcomers, wholly so. And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, and Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. The Saxons
Hold on, Elder. So check this out for our listening audience. You have missed one or two of the episodes that we've done. We brought in the dictionary. Actually, we brought in the Negro Question Dictionary, and in the Yod section or the Y section under Anglo-Saxons, we had a dictionary that was published by Brother Johnson in 1788 that gave the definition of what swarthy was in 1788, and the definition of swarthy in 1788 is what? Is black. We're going to make that plain. So Benjamin Franklin, 1751, white guy number one, says that the Germans were what in 1751? They were swarthy. And he's going to say something else about these Germans. If you could pick it up where we left off, he's going to make another comment about these Germans. Go ahead. Where it says, where the paragraph is right here, where it says, why increase the sons of Africa?
All right. So why increase the sons of Africa? By planting them in America, where we have so fair an opportunity by excluding all blacks and tawnies of increasing the lovely white and red. But perhaps I am partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind.
So he's letting you know that he was a white dude, but he was also letting you know that them Germans are brothers. So now you have to say, well, why is this your introduction? Because this is going to set the foundation for the madness. Now check this out. You get this in 1751. I want somebody to fact check the comment I'm about to make. That the British hired 30,000 German Hessian troops to put down the revolt in the 13 colonies. So when Paul Revere, see, this is that great distortion of history again. That's why I don't ever like to tip my hand. I always like it to be a shocker and a surprise. 30,000 black German troops with British uniforms on. I want y'all to hear me. The white man's history book said the British. Paul Revere said the British are coming. No, it was black Germans with British uniforms on. The German Hessian troops were mercenaries. So the British hired them to put down the revolt. Somebody fact check me. And we're going to show you. We're going to show you some artifacts, some images of these black Germans in 1750, 1780. Mm-hmm. That were the princes that put down the revolt. Let me see if I did you get that article? Did y'all anybody pull up the article? And type in 30,000 German Hessians hired by the British. And we're going to show you, because Benjamin Franklin said they was what? They were swarthy. The American Revolution took place in 1780. 1780 minus 1751 is 29 years, brothers. An entire nation don't change its color in 29 years unless there was a great deportation. That did not take place.
Yep. Hey, that's the link I sent you, ain't it, Monte?
Come on, man. That's what we're talking about. We're on the same page.
Yeah, that's the link I sent you.
Yeah, Mount Vernon.
That's the same link.
Same page. Now who are the Hessians? Who are the Hessians? They Germans. What year did these 30,000 Hessians come into the 13 colonies? They came in between the years 1775 and 1780. And but they were here before then. We're gonna show you. One thing for certain, they occupied the 13 colonies. I just want to tease you all with this, the listening audience. But now I want to hit you. I want to stop your brain right here for 30 seconds, and then I want to travel somewhere. Check this out. We got an image. Of let me see which one of these I'm gonna put up. I want to give you an image of the Hessians first.
Okay.
Because I want you to see the madness. I want to see the scam they tried to run. Here's an image of the Hessians. Video file, share screen. We're going to share screen, right?
All right. Yeah, hold on. Let me stop. You should be able to do it now.
Share screen, window. Now, this is an image you ain't going to believe. You all are not going to believe who drew this picture. What if I told you that Paul Revere was a printer, and he worked with he was into artifacts and images. This is a plate that was produced by the famous Paul Revere, which makes him what, y'all? He was an eyewitness, right?
Yep.
Y'all see this image on the screen?
Yeah, they can see it. I just made it so it was bigger for them.
And check this out, bro. These images are what? These are supposed to be the British, but who are they?
Yeah.
These the black Germans.
These are out-of-town shooters.
So,
yeah.
Man, come on, man. I like that.
We paid that money.
Yeah, man. They said, hey, we ain't gonna send no British to die, so we're gonna hire these gangsters, these Germans.
Yeah.
Now, I want to make sure we all on the same page in TV land and in the studios and me in this basement in Chicago.
Oh yeah, we locked in.
This is an original plate or engraved plate that is currently being housed at the Library of Congress. But when you see the artifacts of the British soldiers, they are white with uniforms on. This is authentic. And so you can see that this company, Alamy, went out there and put their image, they put their name on the artifact so that anybody that uses it in the future, they're going to hit you with a copyright infringement.
Right. Yep.
If you try to put it in a book or a movie or whatever.
Yep.
But This is not an anomaly. The artifact matches Paul Revere's eyewitness description of the British German soldiers, matches Benjamin Franklin's eyewitness account of the black Germans, don't it?
Yep, everything line up.
2 plus 2 what? It's 4, depending on who's doing the count.
It ain't that hard.
Depending on who's doing the count. Now I want to get that's shock treatment, right?
Yeah.
But I want to, before we go any further, I want to hit you with another drill. See, I don't ever share my images, so that when I present my image, it's shocking.
Yeah, see, it's exclusive. They're getting the exclusive right now.
Right. So check this out. Now we're gonna do it. We're gonna present a new piece. This is there he is. Now I'm sharing with you again. This is a German prince, a Hessian prince. What's this dude's name? This might be Philip Landgrave or it might be Frederick Landgrave. But this artifact, this image. Let me see if I can blow him up on my side so I can get his name. There he is. The German, his name is George William, Count of Palatine of Zerweckenberg, Birken. But this was a Hessian prince. And you can see that right here, he's black. They tried to lighten his forehead up here. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
But you see his face as well. He's a black man. Now they tried to lighten his hands up. Look. You know, this is the trick, right? Just the trickeration that's going on in the so-called scholarship community. They are trying to whiten these artifacts, but in the process, they are destroying the artifacts. We got another image that I want you to see. That's gonna be I thought I had it, but it appears that let me see if I still got it.
Hey, it's kind of like right? Yeah. It's kind of like while you pull that up, it's kind of like to prove your point though. I know everybody by now seen that viral video that they had in Russia with the museums, all them artifacts, and they were trying to talk about they darkened over time type shit. Nah, the images was already dark. They lightened up over time. They been
right. It was always, that's right, bro. Run that.
Hey, yo, Lee, this come from that picture you got though is in your book, in this book right here.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
A lot of artifacts that I show you come from the Negro, they come out of my book series.
In fact, I want people
to
know
that. This out.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm finna show you something. I'm finna hit you with a drill from 1400 AD. And we're gonna show y'all something. This is gonna be shocking to you. A lot of you all have been programmed to think that whites been in power. But we're gonna show you when the Negroes lived in palaces and in castles, and the whites were the barbarians living in woods. Y'all see my new picture?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on.
The Wild Men.
This is called, I want y'all to take a close look at the imagery. This is called the German tapestry. This artifact dates back to 1400 AD, 351 years before Benjamin Franklin told the truth that the Germans were black. Who you see in the castle, man?
Yeah. You could definitely see
the king. You see this jet black king with this crown on, and look at this queen. Right. They jet black.
Yeah, the people with the bow and arrows, they dark.
The German soldiers are what? Black. And look at the Anglo-Saxons.
Right. You can see a clear distinction here.
I'm trying to tell you what's happening, and you can see the difference in technology. These guys have all the technology, the bow and arrow technology. All I'm simply saying to you is that unless somebody tampers with the artifact, an untampered artifact is better than any ink pen that a Gentile or Anglo-Saxon would use to depict his history. This is real history.
Yeah.
We hitting hard today. You know why? Because if we didn't hit hard, you wouldn't believe it. What is a hybrid man?
You ain't gonna believe it, probably.
Nah,
what is a hybrid man?
Bro, right here, he say, nah, he don't look black to me. Talking about buddy. The picture of the picture before.
Before.
But look,
what's his name? The dude's name is George.
Hey, Cliff,
Royal
Cliff,
Point.
I told you, Cliff, that they was whitening out his forehead. You should at least be able to see the difference between his forehead and the rest of his face.
Hey, but I'll do you one better though, Lee, because I play devil's advocate type shit. So looking at the dude, you know, he got funny features. You can't really say for sure if he black or not, but to what disseminate all that is the history of these people coming over here. You already got like you said, the eyewitness, right? We ain't got to worry about no painting that's been messed up and played with when the people that was there telling you what they look like, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so many other pictures, engravings, all kind of shit.
Listen, man, the only people that believe that them white folks had enough intellect to govern Europe all those years, it's only black people, because Putin is already giving the game away, letting you know these. And then Donald Trump made a comment. He gave the game away, and they just showed the black mirror and the black Jesus. Listen, man, the black German thing is real, and it's real not because we want it to be real, brothers and sisters. It's real because Benjamin Franklin told you it was real. It's real because of Professor Boyd Dawkins and all the other white professors who give the blacks their props.
Django told you
what are we supposed to do? Huh?
I said, Django the movie, when Jamie Foxx is going with the white German dude to go save his wife, who was a German woman, and she spoke German, and she was on a plantation.
Hey, dude, that was
kidnapped. She was German.
That was so different to me. You know, that the fact that they put that in there. I want to show the brother. I want to show the brother a picture of Frederick V of Germany, and we could do this all day, bro. That one picture, we'll give you that because it's not my fault that they two-toned the picture though. Yeah. But we'll bring the noise. You need noise, we're gonna make some. All right, y'all see this?
Yeah, it's popping up.
This is a picture of one of the princes or the kings of Germany. His name was Frederick, and this wasn't even supposed to be in the flick, but just so y'all understand what's going on, this woman right here is the daughter of King James. King James VI of Scotland and King James I of England. Look at her hair and her face. They broke the nose. They didn't want y'all to see that, but those are cornrows. Y'all know that, right?
Right.
Don't you see the cornrows? That's King James' daughter. But this dude over here is a German king or a German prince. Y'all
because of the complexion, they're gonna say that, what they're gonna say is because of how that picture looks on the left.
All black people are not
exactly.
Jet black,
he looked
bro.
tawny.
Yeah.
He tawny. You know what I'm talking about? He tawny.
This dude is right here, brown skin. You see where they beginning to tamper with the face. You see where they trying to whiten it right here? They're trying to whiten it right above the right eye and right below the left cheek. But how can somebody be this two-tone, bro? He look like he got leprosy.
He would look Spanish to me down here where I'm at.
But he got an afro. This is a brother. These are black. These are the Germans,
She goes down
bro.
there got afros too, just like that. Yeah.
So we could do this all day, but we don't have time. No, let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines for questions and comments.
Oh, we got hold on. So let's see here. Yeah, we got a lot of comments.
Shout out to everybody.
Go ahead, let them talk.
Let me start from the people. We had people leaving some comments before we got started. Oh, this was Granville talking earlier before it started. He said he lived in, I think, in Deutschland in 1962. He say, so he seemed to be tapped in. And let me see, we got right here.
Well, shout out to him.
Honey Badger say 99% of Black Americans have Irish, Scottish, and Welsh surnames. These are not slave names. Do the research. Big facts.
And and why is that? Hey, and look, let's piggyback off that sister. Why is that a fact? I got you a new share screen up. Why is that sister right? Because the Irish and the Scots were not involved in the slave trade, and nor did they fight in the American Revolution. Well, they did, but they were not involved in the slave trade. So that proverb that they use, that Negroes have the last names of the slave masters, it does not fit.
Nope.
Because the Irish and the Scots, most of our last names are what? Either Irish or Scottish.
Yep.
These nations were not slave masters.
Yep. And that's just a fact. If you do your genealogy, we challenge you. We've been offering this challenge all year. If you came from slavery, chattel slavery, then all of your ancestors should have a plantation to match where they came from. Exactly. It should be that plain and simple based on the story that we was given. And I can guarantee you, even if you find slaves, we found slaves, but guess what? Slave owner had a whole nother name, or they had the same exact name and was family.
And just like we said on maybe 2 other shows, the slave masters in the South were black French slave masters and black Portuguese, Spanish slave masters. Why? Because Benjamin Franklin told you that in 1751 they were swarthy, and the slave trade did not end until 1865. Do the math.
Yep.
Anybody else?
We said the other day the Inquisition ended on Sunday, 1834, to be exact. The Inquisition tied to the slave trade.
We're talking about the slave trade.
We're talking about slave trade overall.
Get some more questions.
You can't talk about it without both.
He said, was America created to end the Black Europe monarchy?
Now, America, no, I know where he's going. The admission of in the making of slave states during the reign of King George I, the slave colonies, introducing slavery into the 13 colonies, was an attempt by the monarch in England to put down the colonists, to subdue the colonists. So they were going to use the slaves and the Indians. They were going to use the slaves to overthrow the 13 colonies. That was the idea from the time that King George I legalized slavery in Georgia in 1751. That's why we made that comment in one of the shows that there was on slavery in Georgia only existed for 150 years. The people thinking that they were slaves for 400 years in Georgia. That is historically inaccurate. So to answer the Clean Uppers question, America was not created to end the Black Europe monarchy, because the Americans were already here when the British when King James sent the boats here.
You know what I think, Lee? I think that America, the formation of America, the beginning, right, was destroyed to get rid of the black nobility, because they didn't think they was going to be able to make nothing happen over here. And then they fucked around and they did. And it was making a whole bunch of money. But then all of a sudden, Europe, when the Civil War popped off, the Europe ain't want to play ball no more. They ain't want to fund what was going on. And next thing you know, the banks took over. So it was like they gave up the support, because King George, you know what I'm saying? He was the one that handed over, right? The handovers. That ended everything for the black nobility. They was pretty much done because America was their way out.
The black nobility,
Saxon Coburg, and then Windsor.
Yeah, but
that was it.
The issue, the black nobility of Europe, their fall didn't come about until they became, and we got some folk ain't gonna like this, but the truth is not based on color. The truth of the matter is the nations began to fall when they got in bed with the Catholic Church. King Charles I got his head cut off when he married the Catholic princess, and that was the precipice. Yeah, because I said that word wrong earlier and they laughed at me. Anyway, I said precipice. Hold on. Both Robert E. Lee and Lincoln were black. We have to agree with you, JB, because of what Benjamin Franklin. If it wasn't for Benjamin Franklin, the eyewitness account of Thomas Jefferson, Professor Boyd Dawkins, and these guys, this would seem like one of the most ridiculous, hilarious comments that could be made in all of history or concerning history. But it is actually a true fact. Them Southerners were what? They were black. And And the real artifacts or images of Abraham Lincoln is depicts him as a tall, skinny black man.
Mm-hmm.
So good shot, JB. Anybody else?
We got a brother. He say my ancestors William Snow on my mother's side. They had 3 plantation owners in Florida, Alabama, and South Carolina. That's crazy. I got an ancestor. Wait, did he fight in the Confederate War? I mean,
So
for the Confederates.
was he saying that they own plantations?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Which makes sense.
That's what they
was doing business.
Don't that make sense?
Yeah.
According to who? It don't make sense according to us. It makes sense according to Benjamin Franklin. Right. Benjamin Franklin gave the game away, brothers.
Yeah, they mad at that. People don't like that shit. They try to say, "Oh, it's not real." People talk about brunette-haired people.
Hey, Grant. Hey, you might send we need to talk, bro, because he just said that I got an ancestor, William Snow, out of people out of Alabama to Louisiana. So we need to link up, bro. But appreciate that.
Y'all probably fam.
Yeah.
Everybody else, let the people chime in. Is that it?
Yeah, Washington versus King. Oh yeah, we just was talking about that.
But check this out. George Washington was a Frenchman. See, these white folks don't never. Right. Yeah, he was his great grandfather. They got a statue of him down in Paris. He's depicted as a black man. Eyewitness account. His great grandfather was a black Frenchman. So what else could he be? The people revolted. They didn't revolt because King George was black. They revolted because King George wasn't a Scot.
Yeah.
Hey, check out what Jesse. Shout out to Jesse in the chat.
Yeah, I'm finna hit his in a second. You see, Buddy just he say Prince Hall 1775.
That's love.
That's you there, man. Let's see who we got. So we got Miss Angela say, wasn't one of the purpose of plantation was for commerce and trade with Britain before the importation of slaves? Exactly.
No, that's not true.
Plantation was for commerce.
No, don't you remember?
But not slavery.
From the original charters. The original purpose of the plantation was what? To teach Christianity to the black Indians.
But trade was the way to finance what was going on. They always gonna have some trade. It was multi-purpose.
The original purpose, according to the charters, was that they was coming to preach the gospel. And then they started trading, but the original purpose was salvation. King James, think about it, dude, he published the Bible.
Right.
That validates what they wrote in the charter.
Hey, real quick though, Lee, before you do pull up the question matter of fact, do Jesse's question first, and then I'll segue into what I want to show.
So
I think you something too.
On a couple, he came in with the Northwest Ordinance of 1787. Second territorial jurisdiction overthrew the first territorial jurisdiction article of confederation.
So where are we going with this?
Nah, Jesse just chiming in. So what's going on, right, Lee? Just to let you know. So we talk to people from all different understandings of history, right? Some coming from a legal aspect, some coming from a religious side, and some from the Indian or Black European ancestry, right? So the missing link that you provide, we got a lot of people who've been tapping in, and it's starting to put certain pieces of the puzzle together. So they coming and chiming in.
Angles.
Yeah, from the point that they understanding it, and it's just all clicking together. So that's kind of what you're seeing.
That's love.
Yeah, for sure. So hold on, we got
Go ahead.
Ahmad, John Hanson, first president of America, 13 colonies, and happened to be a black Moor.
She's right again. Hey, y'all hitting hard tonight.
Yeah, they come in. I'm trying to keep up with them.
They hitting hard tonight. Look like these people, like they did their homework. We're gonna be ready for these guys this week. Hey, good shot again. I think the audience is running like 5 to 6. Y'all running 5 to. Hey, if this was a game of cards, Spades, y'all have been ran us off the board. But true.
I'm telling you,
go ahead.
My boy say French dust. Brian G. I wonder if this is my partner. We gonna see. So hold on. Miss Angela say, I laugh at people now when they say the white man gave you the Bible.
Spooky.
What you think about that, Lee?
She tells the truth again, because the Bible is a what? It's a black book about black people that started where? in Africa, Northeast Africa. And it actually didn't have its origins in Africa. The Bible first started being written by a black man by the name of Adam. And as history goes, Abraham wrote his piece, Noah then wrote their piece, everybody wrote their piece, all the way down to Yeshua / Jesus. It is a black Bible about black people. And I hate to say this because we got white folks that love us, but the only white people in the Bible are the lepers. I hear crickets now.
Hey, we're gonna say something in the chat.
Only white people in your Bible are what? They are lepers, according to the 13th chapter of Leviticus. If a man turns white all over from his feet to his head, if he's white all over, he is clean. He is a leper. He is white as snow.
Yeah, Matt, what you want me to load that? Would you sub me, bro?
Yeah, I wanted because you said something about King Charles and how he got involved with the Catholics, and I know how we be talking about. Right, I know we talk about obviously King James, and we've been tracking down 13 colonies, like you said from the start. Like King James, definitely, he's the one that issues the Bible. He's the one that he's in power when the 13 colonies is first. So we call Jamestown and all that, Virginia. But when we get to this guy by the name of Charles II, I want you to give me a little feedback because something I found. And this is the Article of Peace, 1677. And when you bring up like the that these dark-skinned folk messing with some indigenous people who happen to be swarthy as well, tawny-looking people, and you say they come to confess Christianity. In this Articles of Peace, obviously for some people, it's showing that the Indian kings and queens, basically deeded their land to Charles II, Prince Charles II, as it says here, to be protected underneath their power of the 13 colonies at that time. Not every tribe did it at that time, but some of the tribes definitely did. And this is an article to show kind of what. And I want you to kind of give me some background on Charles II, if you know anything about it.
The thing is, if you go back and read, like King James wrote a book called, it's called the Basilica Doron. Basilica Doron, Doron, and that's also in one of my books. But in his book, if people don't know, it's one of the few books or the memoirs that King James left behind, wrote himself. He told his son and his grandsons, and whatever they do not. I'm not going to say this, and I'm going to tell you why, because I don't want the channel to be impacted by a statement of somebody trying to be smart like myself. So what we're going to basically, I'm going to say it like this. King James did not want his son or his grandsons to become Catholic church members. That's the best way I can say it without impacting us, or impacting your channel. Because these people are more powerful. A lot of folk realize. So if you want to get the full story for yourself, you get the Negro question. I think it's part 6. I have that in the back of the book. One of the books that I have within that book, the Basilica Doron, where King James tells his son, whatever you do not join the Catholic Church. And right after King James died, the dumb son marries a Catholic princess and gets his head cut off. That's how that story went.
Yep.
So other than that, I don't want to impact your channel, brother.
Ain't no pressure. I understand that, but the truth, they say, tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but some things can't be taken back.
Yeah,
you're right. That's real. You got to be careful what you know. What I mean?
But this is a cold piece. Guess what? I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, this is. That's why I wanted to show this link for the. This
that's
is
cool. I'm glad you brought
that.
Show me about it. Yeah, you about it. Good shot.
Yeah, I'm making sure it's what people can see the connection. Because it's saying it, and people might just say,
"Oh, well, also show you
it's colonized us," but it's saying that these people deeded their land. When you go into detail with this information, I'm only showing this one right here, but it's telling you that Prince Charles II, by the grace, you know what I'm saying, that the Indian and kings and queens concluded the 29th day of May in 1677. That they actually, if you read more into this, understand what took place. They are deeding their land. You know what I'm saying? There's a war going on outside. With the people that's south of Virginia, what we would call these people aren't civilized in the manner of English. They actually sided with the Spanish because people keep beginning they're going into 1677.
Man, I didn't even
the
know
13
this.
colonies
This
is
is cold.
You know what I'm saying?
That is cold. I ain't never seen nothing like this.
It gets deep, Lee. On the other side of this, you heard me? I'm telling you that. This is the why
Because it was more business. It was more business than people know, man.
That's all right. You play. Hey, you played your card. All right, I got a big joker. I got some cards. I still got a couple cards left.
Yeah, I got a couple cards out here.
This is one that, hey, homie, on it. Hey, like we say in Chicago, on everything. This is one of the coolest cards I've ever seen. I didn't even know something. This is cold.
Yeah.
It's straight love, homie. Like we say in Hebrew, we say Zahab. Ahab. This is love. But check this out. At the very beginning of the conversation, we said that we was going to prove that these black Germans occupied the 13 colonies. So now we done traveled through time. We done traveled from 1751, Benjamin Franklin's declaration that the Germans were black or Swazi. Now we travel down to the American Revolution 29 years later. Then we get the white historians saying, yeah, by the way, we forgot to tell y'all. 30,000 German soldiers were hired by the British to put down the American revolt. Check this out. I had to write this down because I couldn't memorize it.
Oh, yeah.
From 1775 to 1783, the black Germans occupied Boston for 7 years. The black German army occupied New York City 6 years, from 1776 to 1783. From 1780 to 1782, this black German army occupied Charleston, Massachusetts. That same black German army occupied Brandywine, I guess it's Brandywine, for 10 months. Now, them white folks in Georgia ain't gonna like this, but that black German army that was hired by the British occupied Savannah, Georgia for 4 years, from 1779 to 1782. Rhode Island was occupied 3 years, from 1779 to 1782, 4 years. And then lastly, Philadelphia was occupied for a year, from 1777 to 1778. What am I saying? What are we saying in Negro? We saying black folks policed or occupied the 13 colonies. They occupied and they policed too other black people.
Yeah.
The colonists were black. The Indians that was in the colonies were black. And the police, and I want to say this, and the policeman, the popo. Can I preach? The popo was a brother.
Right.
Ain't that crazy? This changes what? This changes everything. And some of y'all know white scholars. Please have them contact us.
Yeah.
I dare.
No smoke.
Open invitation.
No smoke. You know we ought to
the black scholars too. Hold up now.
Y'all know we had to open this show up with smoke going up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got any questions or statements, comments?
Hold on. Let me check.
And I put some sources in there just in the chat for what we just showed. Obviously, you can go ahead and take it. You know what I mean? Anybody can take it.
I just played the big joker though. Well, what's up with that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the big joker. You come behind that. If you can come behind that, you's a bad man. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna do this. Man, I ain't trying to do that till you stop your shine, man. This is the Becoming show right now. We with you. But for real, I want to say that link that I showed, that link that I showed is tied to the Treaty of Middle Plantation. So there was a treaty that was done. It's called the Treaty of Middle Plantation. I put it in the chat. If Monte, if you want to, you know what I mean. Either way, I put it in the chat. I want everybody to read it. I didn't want. I know people will be talking about the German occupation, but Q&A is open. So anybody in the chat that want to ask questions, let's leave it open for that. So people can ask their questions.
Ryan G been saying, he said, I have documents 1860s of my family having brown Germans on our land in New Jersey working.
Hey man, that's love, homie. Real talk. That's love. Hey y'all, I'm gonna tell you something.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna have a drink after class tonight because y'all putting in that work.
Yeah.
Oh, you all this
the party. It has never
Diligent,
supposed to
bro.
be. It ain't supposed to be this easy, is it? But,
yeah.
But the audience is cold.
That's what we
And
want.
so, hey,
We trying to,
man,
What kind of audience we want? We don't want the people that ain't gonna
real
do
talk.
critical
So
thinking.
these are some informed individuals.
Right.
All right,
we want
who
scholars.
we got next?
All right. So shout out to Jesse, man. Jesse say great
Appreciate you,
show.
Jesse.
Hey, that's amazing.
Hey,
Love,
good
bro.
shot, man. Hey, brother Jesse, you the man. Hey, we watching you,
man,
man.
bro.
Hey, we gotta watch. Hey, a lot of y'all smart. We watch smart people. You know why? Smart people, they're not like other people. Smart people,
they're not like us.
Right. Smart people can
They're
see
not
you
like
make
us.
a car. They can see you make a car. They turn back around and make that same car.
Yeah.
You know that, right? All right.
Oh, yeah.
That part.
For sure.
Good shot.
Appreciate
Nah,
that,
shout
though,
out my
Jesse.
man Jesse, though. Jesse already know what it is, man. That's my man. Shout out to Jesse, man. Appreciate him pulling up to us live. He said he buying your books, Jesse. That's who I text you about, by the way. He said he buying your books, Jesse.
Praise
he said he
God.
buying your books, Lee. You know what I'm saying? Let you know, Jesse say he got you. He buying them books. You heard? Shout out to
Hey, wait, man, hold on, man. Now you played your card. That was a cold card. Now I came back with the occupation. Hold on. I came back with the occupation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I played the big joker.
You hit me though. That's why I had to just pause.
Yeah, I had to because you
know what I'm saying?
You was
need to
nice
repeat
tonight.
that. I don't
You
know.
must have went to sleep. You must have got a lot of sleep today.
I was prepared. You know what happened? I was prepared because last week you ain't show up, so I was prepared.
You are
know what I'm saying? I've had a little time. I've had a little time. You know what I'm saying? If you give me time, they know I'm dangerous if they give me time. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I get into the
see, I
crates.
know what this is. It was a trap. It was a setup. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a setup.
You got jokes, man. Now, for real though, you already know how we get down, Lee.
Yeah.
You know how we get
got
down,
anybody
Lee.
else? We got anybody else?
Yeah, we got about 15
it's your
minutes or
turn
so.
to talk. It's your turn to shine.
Yeah.
Anybody else in any Q&A? Because this is when we do this on Tuesday. We want y'all to come with y'all questions. So if you're reading the books, or you have something to debate with the book, or you have issues with the book, come ask your questions, Jerry.
Well, you know that was Princess Skoda was supposed to have been I think she was supposed to be an Egyptian princess that fled to Scotland. I think it was with Darda, one of the sons of Judah. Yes, I've heard that. And
I heard that. Definitely.
That is Scottish folklore. I have to ride with it. Yeah, that's Scottish folklore.
Okay,
shout out to Nine. He's been breaking that down. He actually said that on Sunday. Actually, I think we were talking about that.
Yeah, so we got another comment and a question. So the comment first say, "Great show. I get on people's nerves about this truth and keep doing it."
You know what you got to do,
Appreciate
bro?
you, George.
Surround yourself with smart people. Dumb people don't like smart people, so you're wasting your time.
Yep.
They ain't gonna never like you. So what you do is get them people out your circle. Go ahead.
All right, so now we got a question, and this is a good one. So I want both of y'all to answer this one. Lee, you first though. It say, do y'all think Thomas Jefferson said those things about Africans specifically and not Euro blacks, considering European black were listed as white?
Okay. Specifically, are you talking about what he said in the rough draft of the Declaration of Independence, JB?
Yeah, confirm that real quick.
Yeah, so we'll wait till he. But that's a good question.
What he does though, don't pull up that link. Matter of fact, that's how we do this. Monte. Pull up the what Lee Cummings just said. Thomas Jefferson. What was it again?
Ask him, is he talking about the article of the draft of the original draft, not the one that they that we see, the draft of the original Declaration of Independence, because
that's what it was.
It talks about how King George was trying to use the black slaves to overthrow the colonies. That's in the original. They took that out, but that's in the original.
I'm gonna have to look for that original. You told me. See,
so he said, he said no. What he said about Africans being inferior.
Oh, okay, definitely. I definitely think that they had a different ideal of nationalities, and there was a serious thing going on with people.
Well, he
tied to occupation.
He couldn't have been saying it about. I'm going to hit you with something that's going to blow your wig back, JB. Thomas Jefferson could not have been talking about black Europeans because Thomas Jefferson's grandfather or great grandfather was a Scot. So what color would Thomas Jefferson have been? Now he's been described as a sandy colored brother with an afro. But his grandfather or great-grandfather was from Scotland. And so if Thomas Jefferson was a Scotland, he was a black European himself. So he had to be talking about, if the quote came from him, it had to be from what? The black Judeans from West Africa. Because remember, the brothers that came into the Southern Gate was Judah. That's another piece of history. Now we done slid into a religion.
That's delineation.
That's
delineation at that point.
That's Judah.
Yeah.
But again, there's so much.
But they also feel the same way about themselves, though, Lee. This is why I think people might get confused with too, right? Is that because of King James and what you showed me with the introduction and everything? Someone coming from Scotland, they feel like they tied to the, you know what I mean, to the tribes of Israel. So why would they have a delineation, you think, at this time against the ones that's coming through the Southern Gate tied to West Africa?
Because now JB got, I'm gonna tell you something about JB. JB got a hell of a point. I'm gonna tell you why. Because at that time, remember what the saying was during that era, 1700s, that the sun did not set on the British Empire. The British Empire was that vast. So in terms of empireship, he had to be talking about the brothers in West Africa because they didn't have an empire. They were a conglomeration of kingdoms, but they had no unity. And the technology, the great technology at that time was with the black Europeans and not the brothers in West Africa. So I would have to say, based on those points, that he had to be talking about the West Africans and not the black Europeans. Yeah, because the black Europeans, the black Europeans were king. They was running the whole joint.
It just, history showed that no matter
makes sense.
Debating on the color, they can do that all they want, but they definitely was making moves.
You can't even debate on color because there's too many eyewitness descriptions. Remember?
Oh, you know how we do, but regardless, you know these names was coming up. No matter what color you think they are, they were making moves on all kind of paperwork all over the world. So that part undisputed without question.
Right.
Hey, so we got somebody. Hold on. Who we got? We got Huguenots, French Protestants.
George Myers. George Myers. The connection you want to know.
Hey, George. The historian is right that if you've seen a Scot, you've seen an Irishman. If you've seen a Brit, if you go back and read the introduction to Professor Boyd Dawkins, he tells you that the English got pushed down to Britain, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. So the Irish and the Scots are one and the same. They're the same people. Scots, the Brits, they were all one and the same. They was the same people. It's just like and that's a historical fact. So that's the connection, bro. They one people.
Trace your surname.
Cause he's Scotland. And you know what? I got something for you, Lee. See, you put a joke on me. I got something for you. You ready? You ready, Lee? Should I hold it?
All right. Sure.
By the way, Scotland, Ireland also has a kingdom name. Since they brought up Scotia earlier, Scotia Latin, it says where we get the word Scotland from. But prior to that, in the Stuart line I've traced goes back to a lineage that's going back, obviously back to the kingdom of Alba. You know what I'm saying? In history, there's two kings that have the name David. Obviously, the one we know of the Bible. But then the second king, David, is of what people would say the kingdom of Alba or Scotland. You know what I'm saying?
They trace their lineage back to the kings of Israel.
That's what I was trying to say.
You can see, even if you slow, and we got a lot of slow people in the world. I used to think I used to think that everybody was smart. I thought that for a long time. Y'all know that? And then one day I came, you know what, man? I was hey, check this out. I was riding down the street one day. You know what I said?
Oh shit!
I said I'm gonna have to recalculate the way I think. There's a lot of dumb folks in the world. I was wrong. I thought everybody was smart. No, they dumb. It's only a few smart people in the world. You know how I know? Because look at your penitentiaries and look at what they're going to jail for.
Yeah,
that part.
That's a sign. It ain't that some of the stunt. Let's get back to this though. Hey, that threw me off, man. You know that?
Yeah.
Check this out. Check this out. King James was a black Scottish king. We did the black ministers in the church, these great black ministers did not know he was Scotland. He was Scottish. The Negro Question was the first book that said, hey, King James was a black Scot. He wasn't a black Englishman.
Right.
And to this day, when they mention him, they say King James, the first of England.
Right.
Because they
his
knew
last title.
at some point, and they knew that at some point, the description of the Scots was going to get out. So if Thomas Jefferson,
that's why you wrote it out of history, by the way.
If Thomas Jefferson's grandfather is a Scot, this is the reason why I think they found one of his wives was allegedly a black slave. They found it under his plantation. Now you know why.
That part.
See, you said earlier, hey, this thing, it's starting to tie together, ain't it?
Exactly.
Make a lot more sense when you get that missing link.
It is what it is.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We got anybody else?
Link, you made it look at the whole thing different.
Yeah, so George Myers was saying he meant the Caribbean and Irish connection for sure.
Hey man, whoever you are,
Jacobites.
I had to get you on this show because you got game. Because in 1643, I want y'all to hear this out there. In 1643, Cromwell sent 100,000 black Scottish children down to the Caribbean. So George Myers, whoever you are, we watching you. You got game,
list, my boy. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta watch this guy.
You ask the question, you gotta answer. You heard me? I said he asked the question, he got to answer.
The boy
Jefferson's
got
daughter's husband was a black Native Indian.
Ask him, is he a scholar, huh?
No, I was just looking at this JD say he must be.
You got a couple scholars in the building.
Yeah. We attract all the scholars, man. Yeah. That part.
Check this out.
Let's see.
Hey, don't go down. I want to show y'all something. Check this out. The brother game so tight that I want to show y'all what he's talking about. What was that? Where am I? I'm in the show. I'm sure I want to stop sharing. I want to share something, okay?
All right.
Hey, you guys are in rare form tonight. I really respect the way everybody appears to be. Look, guys, if we was weak tonight, we'd have got ran off our own show by the audience. Do y'all know that? That's how sharp they are. Now check this piece out right here. Blow this up for him, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
You see it?
Yeah, I'm finna make it bigger. Hold on.
This is what the brother is talking about. And this is in the Negro Question, part 6. And it's in part 4, the missing link. In 1643, and these are facts. This ain't no fiction. It ain't something that I made up. 100,000 black Irish children were deported to Jamaica. So take 100,000 black kids, give each one of them a mother and a father. That means there had to be at least 300,000 black Irish in Ireland in 1643. But the white man said there was no Negroes, no black folks in Europe.
That part.
Can I preach? Because I feel like I should pass the cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a cold picture, ain't it?
Yeah.
These are the children that were deported. Anybody else? We do this all day.
Easy.
Yeah, we got
those some swarthy kids right there being transported.
Swarthy. Ain't no. Hey, where my boy Cliff at? Where my boy Cliff at?
Hey man, this who is Ama A.N. Amaha Yahoo. Harriet Tubman was a steward. Hey, you hear this? Hey, This is real. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm starting to freak out because I'm getting excited because everybody's right. We want somebody to chime in that's wrong, okay? So we can jump on them, all right? But this person's Alma is correct too. Harriet Tubman was a steward.
Yep.
She wasn't. First of all, use your brain. Tubman is not a name. It is a place of employment. They used to have tugboat drivers on the Mississippi. That worked on tugboats. Her husband worked on the tugboat, but her real name was Harriet. What's her last name? Harriet Tubman, but she had a middle. Harriet Ross Tubman. If you pull up the Rosses.
So look right here. You finna go crazy now. Look at this.
There you go. See, they tried me, man. They tried me, bro.
Look at that.
They tried me,
man.
Stop playing, man. They coming for it. He's like, to do this. This audience.
We ain't playing no games.
This audience.
Hey, real quick though, real quick. Shout out to the audience.
Shout out to the audience.
Crazy audience.
Yeah, we appreciate
Hey, if I didn't know any better, hey guys, if I didn't know any better, God picked this audience. So we're gonna have no friction tonight. Huh?
Hey.
I said, Veronica, Lord.
You know we do Sunday service now. Y'all make sure y'all tap into that too, man. Appreciate all the love for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
This is a cold audience. I want to show y'all something else. That audience is so cold. Go ahead. Y'all got somebody else?
Nah, you got it. Go ahead.
This audience is so good. All right, I'm gonna show y'all this. Check this out. Now the brother, somebody just chimed in. I forget the name, and I apologize for forgetting your name. You chimed in about, and we're gonna show you. You chimed in about the Rosses and the Stewarts, right?
Oh yeah, Kofi.
This is a map of the Black Royals that were in Scotland and Ireland. This is Scotland right here. Okay. Now at the very top of this map, you see what name?
Oh yeah, that's good. There.
You see the Ross.
You see Ross.
You see Ross?
Yeah.
Now this was one of her names because these were the Royals. And check out the other name. Where's Stewart? Stewart is.
I see Shaw. Stewart? Shaw is a comment. Look at these
all
names.
The Royals. These are all the Royals, bro.
Look at that.
Yeah. My name on here. I seen this map. Montgomery on here.
Yeah, you seen your
check
name
this
on
out. You ain't said nothing. Hey, you see this right here?
Shout out my former boy Frazier.
I'm telling you,
hey guys, we came together because we the Scots.
Yep, exactly. Hey, Stewart, right there. I see Stewart.
You see Stewart? Now you see what? Hey.
It's by Campbell and Robertson.
You can't make this stuff.
Yeah.
Robertson.
If you in the chat right now, chat right now, you got one of these names. Put a 1 in the chat. You got one of these names.
I'm trying to tell you. And this dispels what? This dispels the myth that we had the names of the slave master. No, we are the nobles. Everybody, we got a lot of folk with names like River. That is not a noble. That's not noble. Sand. That's not noble. Green. That's not noble. Black. Those are adjectives.
Right.
So to answer a question that was asked 5 questions ago, when the brother said, was America set up to overthrow the throne? No, America was set up as a penal or a prison for the seed of the royals or the Scottish noblemen. I'm gonna rephrase that. Everybody in the 13 colonies in America that has these last names, you are the elite or the noblemen or the princes and the princesses of Scotland, Britain, Wales, and Ireland. So this was set up as a penal colony to keep us here.
Yep.
That's cold, ain't it?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, cold as ice, bitch.
They had no idea what
man,
America
we smoking tonight,
become.
man. Huh?
Hey,
man, you know what we need to do? Whatever we doing tonight, we need to put that in a bottle and save it.
Yeah.
So we can do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need to save some of this, man.
As a matter of fact, before you move from this, I'm gonna send you something. Since since you did this though. Watch this.
I'm playing cards. I'm playing cards with
Yeah,
you,
keep
bro.
on dropping
Yeah.
them. Keep on
I
dropping
keep
them.
dropping these. I keep dropping these diamonds. You can't hang, man.
We still got plenty of people tuned in,
I got
man.
shit done. Wait a second though. Boom.
No,
Okay,
no,
so
get some more
you show.
questions.
I got something. I got
Hold
something.
on, wait, real
ahead.
quick though. While you load that, he said, "Lee, this
All right.
information is so powerful that found on this list. He found Myers, Turner. These are my family names."
Hey, bro, you know what that mean? Hey, you know what that mean? That mean you are no. Hey, bro, you a nobleman. You ain't just no. Hey, they got us in here and they played the game. First thing they did was they told us forget about your family lineage. Only know your mom and your daddy and your grandparents.
Matter. Shout out to Miss Angela. Real talk.
Oh, we got
Real
one.
talk.
So he said, you said the 13 colonies didn't have slavery. So 1619 didn't prohibit slavery in the colonies.
Hey, Kevion, check this out, bro. Hey, this is what we do. And I'm excited. I really want to have a shot right now, but I think it'll mess up my shine. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
You're cooking right now.
I want to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question. You answer my question, and I answer your question. What year did the British purchase the slave states? That's a question for the audience. And then we're going to answer Kevion's
Repeat it one more time for him. Repeat it one more time. Repeat the question one more time. Yeah.
What year did the British purchase the slave states? And I'll give you a hint. The Louisiana Purchase. So give him a second to respond. What year did the British purchase?
So somebody already answered for him.
There you go, my man. Good shot, Granville. Hey, so guess what that means, Granville? That means before 1803, the slave states did not belong to Britain. Who did they belong to? They belonged to who? France, Spain, and Portugal, and the Dutch. 1803, when we bought that landmass to Louisiana Purchase, the institution was already on the landmass. That's why 62 years later, what did the British do? They ended slavery.
Right. 1619, slavery was already in America.
It had nothing to do with
prior
the
to
Brits.
1619.
The southern slave states.
Is a fluke.
This is, dude, you know what this is? This proves
Florida
what I've been
was
saying for
Spanish
years.
territory.
This is a distortion of history. This is what they taught us in the government-sponsored school system, that the English owned this. No, they didn't own the slave states. Go back and look at the Paris Peace Treaty, 1783. It will list all the nations that King George gave up his right to, and they're all on the eastern seaboard. He don't mention the southern states because he did not own them. I keep playing these cards. I'm going to win a whole lot of money tonight.
Hey, bro, it's going down.
Hey, check this out, though. Real quick. This map, you put that last link that you bought, I want you to show. You see it says Moray. Everybody see Moray up there? In blue, right next to Rose. You see where it says Moray right there? M-O-R-A-Y?
Yeah, I see it.
In blue?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm going to pull up this, show this joint real quick, Monte.
All right, hold on.
Since he showed that. It's going to show the same region, actually, the link that's tied to this. I brought it up just a minute ago. So you can make that bigger. See, that's going to be the same area, right? You said the noble, so I wanted to just show that there it is. Boom. The Kingdom of Alba, Latin, Scotia, Scottish, Gaelic, Alba was the Kingdom of Scotland between the deaths of Donald II in 900 and of Alexander III in 1286. The latter's death led indirectly to the invasion of Scotland by Edward I of England in 1296 and the First War of Scottish Independence. Alba included Dalriada, but initially excluded large parts of present-day Scottish lowlands, which were then divided between that word right there, Strathclyde, Clyde, and Northumbria, as far north as Firth and Forth and Fortu, and all them good joints. And it says the Pictish kingdom in the north was added to Alba in the 10th century. You can go down, see that word, Moray? Until the early 13th century, Moray was not considered part of Alba, which was seen as extending only between the Firth, Forth, in the river Spey. You know what I'm talking about? House of Stewards. You see that? House of Stewards come in and all that, where it shows you how everything's gonna come in when you read about the Kingdom of Alba. So y'all go do your research. I'm gonna leave it there. Same region over there to the right. That map to the right there, y'all see is what Lee Cummings just showed you all them names on it.
We'll put it in the chat if anybody want to go double down on that there. We got some trolls in the chat and everything. Hey, so for Dennis, we're gonna have a show on that later.
Yeah, no,
he trying to talk about a different topic, so we'll get him on another day. But anybody who want to talk about this, leave your questions. We that's what we here for.
Right.
Don G say he said we had the same names before we came to America. My names will still have. Hold up, my names we still have before we Yeah, we put it twice. I see, but yes, same names. This was not no. And then the Black Europeans get over here, start dealing with people that's Indians. Later on, when the system start being imparted here, they start taking on these same names that they was their Black European counterpart.
Right, we didn't change our names. Our names were stolen from us. Just like the land. The names were attached to the lands. So when you steal the land, you have to also steal the land. That's they did that in Europe, and they did that over here in North. They did that over here in the Americas.
That part. I mean, shoot, I think you did beyond the German occupation of the 13th colony. I mean, but all right. I hope you landed your plane for this one.
Hey, I think
we got a couple more questions before we get out of here.
Yeah, hold on real. We got one thing real quick. Just came in through the hotline. Shout out to that boy God of Green. He just hit me on the back phone. Let me send this. Hold on. But yeah, I don't think we Drake Cobb, man. Shout out to Drake Cobb. That's your Chicago brethren, Lee Cummings. Drake Cobb, shout out to
Dre? Yeah, shout out to Dre, boy.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Music on Sunday service.
Always come through and show love. Appreciate you, man. What we got?
Listen, man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. He's right. Who is Siamese? That's cold because it's the truth.
That's facts. Yeah.
It's indisputable. Who are Siamese? And the reason we know you're right, a lot of y'all, some of you all y'all shine tonight. God is proud of you because a lot of you all came with some straight wisdom. You know what? The only thing that kills wisdom is folly, foolishness. But I'm gonna tell you something. They wrote in their history book something called Manifest Destiny. Manifest Destiny was when they did what? When they killed the Black Indians and sold their lands to the whites for $5. Because all that white person had to do was pay a $5 fee, and he could reclassify himself as an Indian, an indigenous person. So you right again. And that Holocaust happened in them black towns and in black cities where the people was free, the free Negroes. And they destroyed our history. Again, you're right. Yeah, you know, tonight's show looked like all we had to do was just cut the microphones on.
We just moderating.
Right. That's how I feel. Yeah, that's how I feel. Huh?
Yeah, nah. Hey, so let's watch this clip real quick.
Go ahead. This is in my book.
How did the family come to Montreal?
Well, the Irish people came to Montreal on account of Cromwell.
I said that.
We heard they had some fighting there, and the Irish people came and they lose inside. So they was sent out of the island. So and we are some of the old descendant remains.
And did your mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, did they have any memories of Ireland, or did they talk about it or anything like that?
Well, they told us what we hear.
The Sweeneys have been in Montserrat for over 10 generations, but Grandma Sweeney looks and sounds as if she just come. How did the family come to Montserrat, Mr. Allen?
Right, that's in the Negro question.
Irish people.
That's a cold cut. That's cold.
Hey man, like you say, when it's the play that work, we just keep on running it, man.
Yeah, man, that's cold, man. They
gotta keep hearing it.
I know some brothers that went to Jamaica and they visited a church down there, and they had a plaque inside the church that had a list of all the ministers from the founding of the church, and the founding of the church, 1741, and the first two names on that plaque were they were Scottish names.
Yeah,
we're not. If we could make this up, you would think that we'd run out of material by now. But this you can't make this up.
I swear, I keep getting that shit. It should keep going. No, I'm talking about
it go right here. This statement right here. We have more European and Indian names than African names. Anybody who want to debate this, let us know.
Well, I'm gonna hit you with something.
People of color.
Hoshaphat. I want to hit you with a drill that's gonna make you happy. I want you to hear this. The Black Europeans were Black Roman citizens. When you go back and read the original, when you go back and read Professor Boyd Dawkins' description of the so-called Negro, he said in their history books, the Black Brits, the Black Scots, and the Black Irish, they called themselves Roman citizens. Who are we? We're from the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantines were down in Asia, what you call modern Turkey. 3% of Turkey is in Europe. 97% of Turkey is in Asia. That's where the Black Byzantines were. And then we went on up into Europe from there. And I can prove this. We'll do that lesson.
Yeah.
We trying to pump up the spot. We give you too much, you won't go to sleep.
So now that they know the content of how we coming.
You won't go to sleep. They be trying to figure out, is he doing drugs? What's wrong with him? He just came off that show.
Hey, and we want to introduce something for them too. You know, for all the listeners out there, if you want to hear us cover a certain topic, you want Lee to dig into some, let us know in the community wall. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment on we can try to cover that, debunk some. If you feel like we can't prove it, let us know. Either way you want to do it. Just give us some ideas of the topics y'all want us to go through.
Man, please. Ain't nothing we can't prove. Man, the Bible. Hey, read First Chronicles. The book said that there was a tribe in Israel. It said, and in those days, this particular tribe knew what Israel ought to do. It's only everybody can't do this.
Yeah.
You got everybody, they front, they perpetrating, they can't do it. So what do? They drop the 10. There were two things that Yeshua / Jesus talked about in the testimony. He talked about wheat and tares. What do you do when you got a good batch of wheat? Somebody come along and drop some tares on, they don't want to see your crop grow. You can't stop this. Yeah. Why can't they stop this? Because I'm going to tell you something. The most powerful weapon on earth is an idea whose time has come. Can I preach?
Oh, yeah. Talk to
Can't stop this, right?
Talk to him.
Church, tabernacle.
Hey, good shop, George. Loving it. Hey, man, thanks for the support on everything.
Yeah, for real.
This is our time. We are strange. I met these two cats. It's strange. But I don't mash with nobody. That's a funny. I don't get along with other. I get along with these cats. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
you don't understand it.
I don't understand it, but it's like 98-2, 100.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Oh yeah.
And we keep it real with each other. That's what it is, though. We keep it real with each other.
Shot,
you know what it is.
Good shot, huh?
Yeah. I said we keep it real with each other. That's what it was.
Everybody bring a piece to the table.
Yeah.
But the crowd tonight.
Crowd went crazy. The crowd went crazy.
Shout out to the crowd one more time. Give them applause.
Yeah, we gotta go one more time for y'all, man. One more time, because y'all went crazy. Y'all went crazy.
You know what I mean? The harsh reality of live life for talent.
They outdid us.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's time though, fellas. I think we did it again, man. Y'all let us know when y'all want us to do it again, man. Let us know in the comments.
That was cold, man. That nigga, they was cold tonight.
Yeah,
they went crazy.
That was the best crowd I've seen in a long time. I've been around. I do Zooms. I do Sabbath classes. I got a cold class, but this class tonight, that group tonight, they brought the noise.
Yeah, everybody saying peace, peace.
Hey, good to meet you, Sister Tip.
She say, "Sad I missed this. Run it back. We gonna do it again. Y'all let us know. We've been doing it every couple of Tuesdays.
Hey, catch it on.
You trying to make the time?
Catch it on the net.
You know we here.
It's go post.
Shoot, y'all already know. I'll be in the streets. Y'all see, y'all can pull up on me. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to Lee Cummings with this right here. To get this. Hey, show the website real quick, just for anybody. We'll put that in
let me get it. Hold on.
In the chat. His website. You know what I'm saying? And
now we giving
sure
a
everybody
free
tap
class.
into that. You know what I mean?
We're giving a class away where we're gonna be teaching 6,000 years of human history, and we're gonna teach you how to read, write, speak, and speak Hebrew. Sign up for the class. Don't cost you nothing. It's just like going to church. You give an offering every time. You give $3, $2, $5. Give an offering and come on into the classroom. And then leave your information at the bookstore and come on in. I like this. I like this, man. I was supposed to do something with some brothers out of Cleveland tonight. But I'd be like, man, it ain't the same. It's not the same energy, you know?
Yes, sir. And on that note, man, for y'all the newcomers, appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave the comments. We're gonna be back doing what we always do. And appreciate all the love. Fellas, y'all got anything else before we shut it down?
Real quick, we know what it is though. During the week, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the news, Monte, 3 times a week with the news, our homeboy dropping the news. Obviously, in the beginning, you dropped some news and some people must came in and saw that or something like that, and they waited. But however the case, we don't dodge no smoke. We can talk about that too. We can set it up. At the same time, Sunday, each and every Sunday from 8 to 11, we live. You know what I mean? That's the ritual. A Sunday service. Blaze, shout out to Blaze, shout out to everybody you already know. Yes, that's how we do. We call it a service because we be there every Sunday, so we might as well call it service. You know what I mean? Shout out to the party. You know what I mean? Unless we take
who's the preacher there?
And stuff. I guess I would have to be.
That's why I like
real out here. It's real out
here. I'm the master of ceremony in this joint. You heard me? Yeah, I'm the master of ceremony.
Well, you got personality. You know that?
You already know what it is.
You got personality. You got it. Huh?
Hold on real quick, Lee. I think this for you. She said, do you accept emails? If you're talking about Lee, I know you got your information on your website. You wanted to go to the website? Okay. Yeah, go to the website right here. I put it in the chat.
Leave a message.
Yeah, definitely. Leave a message with him. He gonna holler back at you. He holler back at us.
That's how we got in touch with him.
Shit. he hit you back. You did me?
Yeah.
Hey, they stole me, y'all. These some slave masters. They stole the Negro.
Yeah.
Okay. He been taken hostage by the party. Don't play with us.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Exactly what happened here. I know what's going on.
He's like,
appreciate you, Brian G. Okay, she must got what she needed.
Took us hostage.
I think she got what she needs. So I guess she gonna be in contact, Lee.
Yeah, shout out.
Okay. All right, so that's
like, subscribe, and share website. Yeah, go check our website out too. Obviously, we got things popping. You know what I mean? We're working on some things. Avenue Rouge of Wall Street. We'll be back in fall. You know what I'm saying? Financial literacy and all that kind of good stuff. But again, tap in obviously with the website, and you'll be. We got a book, library and everything of all the information and sources, so you can tap in with us and a lot of things. You know what I mean? Find out when we be on different social platforms. You know what I mean? But we appreciate it. I'll shout out to Miss Sherry. Shout out to everybody at the social club, the ministry, and everything. You already know what it is. The network. Until next time.
Hey, man,
I'll be Sunday for me.
Listen,
Sunday.
Y'all spread the news. Y'all spread the news that this the spot now. Like back in the day when it was a nice club and everybody pay. Hey,
put the word out.
This the spot now.
This the spot.
We ain't gonna just read to you and dictate to you. We gonna let you talk.
Yeah.
This the spot now.
Exactly.
Hey, so look, I guess they getting rid of me. I'm getting all the signals that I have to leave.
Last call for alcohol. Last call for alcohol. I'm playing. Nah, peace, y'all.
That's all right. Guess what I got right here?
Tap in.
I got a bowl of curry chicken with some rice.
See, yeah.
Go on, tell you, man. Man, Montego Bay, man. And now I play with you, man. It's time to eat, man.
Oh shit! Oh, let me get out of here, man. There you go, bro. You tripping? I know.
Hey, guys.
You, you funny though.
Hey, we love you. Hey, like Michael Jackson used to say, I love you. Take it easy, guys.
We out of here.
Peace, y'all.
All right, peace out.